Welcome to the Morning Constitution. I'm your host, Joel Hoxley, and this is my co host today, Kellen Clark.
Hi, all.
And I'm really happy to have you today. So, the Morning Constitution is a lot of history, but a lot of today. And because of the debate, I kind of wanted to talk about uh, the first televised debate. The first televised debate, because that was Richard Nixon
John F.
and John,
Kennedy.
yeah, John F. Kennedy. And just kind of what you learned in school. Kind of, did you ever?
What did I learn in school about the
Yeah,
1960 debate?
yeah. What did you learn in school about it?
Very cursory. It was, it was the first televised debate. It changed a lot of people's perspectives. Nixon tended to pull better over radio. Kennedy tended to pull better over people who watch the television. And it definitely changed the game. There was no going back. That was pretty much all they would tell you in school about it.
That's exactly what I kind of want to get at, is because that was the first time that you could see, sweat. You could see, he sweats profusely. He just like it was just he couldn't. It just didn't work for him, and
It didn't help that he injured his leg very shortly, like before. It was like what, the day before. So that made it even worse.
But Kennedy has health issues that didn't affect him, which I think is good. But again, radio versus television. Well, last night we had a television debate, and we did a live broadcast. And if anybody's interested, so you can't make this shit up. We did that with David Washington. You were there.
I was there.
So we're going to talk about it, because we're going to talk about our debate. So Republican debate. And let's start with, I'll say a name, then you say the next name. Can we do it in order?
Yeah, heck yeah, we can.
So first up was Ron DeSantis,
Vivek Ramaswamy.
and then it was the Vice President, Mike Pence,
Then it was Nikki Haley.
and then it was Chris Christie,
Then it was Tim Scott.
and then it was Asa Hutchinson.
Then it was North Dakota.
I knew you.
I learned his name last night after
I practiced, but it's just like
what was it? Burgum?
Yeah,
Burgum.
It's just really funny because he did a good job, but he didn't make any impression.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked his answer on the Constitution. I liked a lot of his answers, but he's not going to be charismatic. He's not going to be able to take on a Donald Trump in the next round. So I think he's just going to be.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop out after this. And I mentioned this last night. He had good answers, but he's going to be a niche candidate because of how strong his emphasis is on the small town country thing, which, I mean, obviously a large sector of voters will love it, but a large won't care.
Yeah, last night I was going to say, did you notice when he finished about being on his horse?
You're going to be back on your horse very soon.
You saw that too?
I saw that.
That was smooth, but still, that was kind of insulting.
That was cold. That was cold.
You could take that either two ways. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. Asa got no time. He had some good answers. I mean, Ronald Reagan, Republican, just doesn't work right now. Not with the Donald Trump wave.
Yeah.
You can't be anti-Trump and have a chance with the crowd.
No.
You could hear it, especially when you go to, like, Chris Christie was absolutely destroyed. And the vice president actually got cheered and then
booed.
He got jeered for the rest of the night because he could not get his momentum back. So he had a chance, but to me, he was Al Gore all over again. And if you don't get it, it's as stiff as a board,
I get it. I've seen Al Gore.
Yeah. So, tell me, who did? I mean, this was the Ramaswamy. Yeah. Okay. Vivek's all the way. 100%.
Viva Vivek.
Viva Vivek. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with him because we're gonna know his name, because I think unscripted, absolutely comfortable in the environment he was in. No jitters whatsoever. He took it and he gave it just as well. There were a couple of times I think he overstepped, maybe looked a little foolish, but
Yeah.
it's his age. He's 38 years old. I think they just kind of want everybody to know too young, inexperienced. But the best punch was because of his inexperience when Nikki just said, "You absolutely have no foreign,"
And
yeah,
it
and it
shows.
shows. And I thought that was the best punch of the whole night.
It was the best punch of the whole night, like, by far, like, total showstopper, like, that was
N-
one of the best moments for sure.
And I think that when you talk about that moment, it scares some of these new Republicans,
Mhm.
the ones that the 90 million that were over on X instead of being on the debate, because she is a threat. She she knows her business. She's well spoken. For me, it's she had the okay. I have to say it. I always say it. She's got the biggest balls on the stage. She's not afraid to say it. She ripped the Republican Party right off the bat. Made
Yeah.
me feel comfortable that she understands we spend like drunken sailors when we call ourselves conservatives. He called us out on all of the things that I talk about when I talk with David. Look, smaller government, smaller government, less spending. We're out of control.
Yeah, recently, it's amounted to different spending as much as anything, so
And you can blame COVID. You can blame COVID,
yeah.
but Donald Trump was spending money like a drunken soldier before COVID came
Yeah,
up.
for
Oh well, we put all this money into the military. No, no, not really.
to
Yeah,
a wall.
not really. You put most of that money into a wall. I had no problem with that, but don't don't come up and say that you're fiscally conservative when you're not. And that's gonna, to me, that's where the breakdown with Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Mike Pence would try to capitalize on the fact that it was the Trump, the the Trump Pence
Administration.
administration. And I'm sorry, Pence. Donald Trump ran the show. You just had to.
You had your moment on January 6th, and that was why you kept mentioning it over and over and over again.
Well, who was it that said we had to look forward? Wasn't it Mr. V? I mean, we got to look forward. Oh,
Absolutely.
and then
Absolutely.
Mr. V. I'm loving this. I
Vivic.
love it. I love it. Who was it? Oh, Christie.
Christie.
When he said the last time somebody said this thin guy with a weird name, it was Barack Obama. And he was kind of like, hey, he got elected.
Hey, and you elect me like you did Obama. That was a very good moment from Vivek.
Yeah. So
Sure.
Chris Christie,
On
God,
and off, like,
when he was off his script,
it got wild.
it was horrible. But
Yeah.
when he was on his script, he's like, hey, I'm sick of New Jersey. I was a Republican in New Jersey. I had to work with.
Yeah.
I don't care. You were elected because the freaking economy in New Jersey was so bad that they thought they needed a conservative. You got things back in order, but then
You
you're a,
fell off right at the
yeah,
end.
you're a guy that during COVID told people to stay home and locked them down, and you closed your beaches, and there's film of you being the only man on the beach.
Yeah, no, by the even though he had a good run for most of it, he definitely didn't go out on his best foot. So, and this was the thing I noticed with a lot of these candidates, not just, I mean, it was really notable with Christie and Hutchinson, of them having like their single ace that they kept playing over and over again. Arkansas, New Jersey. I was there on January 6th. North Dakota. They kept emphasizing the same points over and over. Florida. Again, it's like that was like what, 5 of the 8 candidates?
Well, we have to give DeSantis credit. He did not discredit himself.
He did not.
Definitely used the fact that Vivek was getting let's say Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
Okay, so Ramaswamy absolutely was being attacked last night.
Mhm.
And I think that our governor took advantage of that moment to be able to, stay out of the fray.
Yeah.
But having as little airtime as he had for being the front runner, it was phenomenal that he got his points in. And a lot of people say that he did win because he didn't lose. And usually the front runner gets in there and is by the time they walk away, they're not the front
Yeah.
runner
I
anymore.
mean, not to mention this is debate 1, so it's not the last we're gonna see of him, and it's not like this was the debate that he needed a great performance on. If he needs a great performance on any debate, it's gonna be the second and third debate, not this one. So it did make sense to why he pulled the strategy that he did. Was it a little disappointing that he didn't engage? A little, but again, I think he was just trying to play it safe.
And I think it was kind of interesting that you know Worrell came up. I thought that was an interesting twist to it, and no, I think he held his own.
Mm.
But only two of these candidates have double digits in the polling,
Yeah,
and that's
only DeSantis and Vivek.
yeah, and everybody else then comes in. Okay, so you don't have 10, but you're above 5. But
Mhm.
then the outer edges, it's like, why are you even there? And Donald Trump said, well, I thought about it, and I'm polling at like 40, 50%. Why would I
Bother.
bother with people that shouldn't even be on the stage? That's true. I don't think Asa has done enough to get on the
Yeah,
stage, but the criteria was high but low. So you had to
yeah.
have 40, what was it, 40,000 uh, small donations from across the nation. And then you had to have polled well in like 2 or 3 states. And I'm like, well, that's that.
So now we know how Burkham got there.
Well, we know how they got there, but it's like I really thought it was cool that the one who finally said he made it and didn't get on the stage was the Miami mayor. And when they talked about crime increasing in Florida, Ron DeSantis was ready for that too because he said, "Well, maybe Miami, but nowhere else." And that just say, okay, mayor's not going anywhere. Even if he had gotten on the stage, he would not go anywhere. I mean, with the
No.
crime rate going up and he's very vulnerable.
Yeah,
So
and crime was a huge that went the rounds over the whole group, and it was probably wise that he didn't go up there because sometimes you can just get a negative spotlight and might as well just keep what you have in Miami and
well, I
not
love the
push.
fact that they're unscripted. So
Yeah.
at points, if you listen to the question, I thought that DeSantis kind of stepped on it, and
Ooh.
I have to kind of look at it. As I look at it from a former military police officer,
Mhm.
military and a constitutionalist. He basically said that he would invade Mexico. I mean,
Oh,
whether he meant it or not,
I hope he didn't
I
mean
hope
it.
he didn't mean to, but you know, the question did say, "Would you go
Would you send
bring
troops
troops over
over the
the
border
border
and
to
break up the cartels?
and break up the cartels?" Exactly. That was the question, and he said,
Day
"Absolutely."
day
Right.
1.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And then he's got his line about kill him dead. I mean, certain times it's like, okay, sometimes you
Yeah.
can't be that aggressive and really attract
Yeah,
people.
there's always too far.
Mhm.
And I mean, even the moderators mentioned this with some of their more specific questions directed towards DeSantis, questioning him whether he could shift to a more moderate position if he were to get the nomination. And given that I mean, that's he already kind of has that um view with certain groups on him. So that'll definitely be something that I think probably by debate 3 should work on at least a little bit, at least in the debating scene.
Who do you think doesn't go to debate too?
What do you mean?
Who? Well, they have to qualify,
Oh yeah.
and to qualify, you need to to qualify, you need certain criteria. I don't know what the next one is, but who do you think doesn't make it? I mean, automatically Asa in North Dakota, I
Yeah,
don't think
no.
they make it.
Scott will make it. Scott's performance was
Spot on.
underwhelming.
It was underwhelming, but spot on. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't do enough. He didn't do enough to destroy
No,
himself.
I mean, he didn't destroy himself, but I don't think he impressed people either. I don't think any of those three are gonna make it. Christie, I think that he will have his fans, but it's not gonna be the majority.
What disappointed me is you basically found out who the liars are. Who are the people that lied to get on that stage?
Mhm.
Because they all had to sign
The loyalty
that
oath.
they'll support the nominee.
Yeah.
Now, the only one who doesn't have to support the nominee is
It's
Donald Trump because he didn't show up there.
Exactly.
However, when asked for hands,
2 people didn't raise their hands, and Christie was like,
yeah, well, he kind of knew that he had to, but he couldn't. I mean,
yeah.
DeSantis was a little slow on his raising his hand, but
I mean, Burgum and Hutchinson, I don't think raised their hands. Well, did Burgum? I know Hutchinson didn't raise his hand at all.
yeah. So like you sign this you sign this oath, and you basically on the stage said something different. So yeah, if you haven't watched the debate, I suggest you do. The vice presidential debate was phenomenal last night. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was a very good debate. Let's just wrap it up. I thought Fox did a good job, but couldn't they should have been better prepared to keep these candidates accountable.
Yeah. I've always said that they should bring on an actual drill sergeant to be the moderator because it'd be funny and because it would run better. But no, it was.
What do you know about a drill sergeant?
I only met one once. But yeah, no, you should definitely watch it, even if you are heavily in the Trump crowd. At least you can look at number twos. I think you mentioned in one of our shows previous that Trump, and this goes to Biden too, they're both old guys. They death could hit him at any moment. Who is number two, and that's important. And also see, if any of these would appeal to you as vice presidential picks, because they might make it.
Hey, the vice president's not on that stage because she's from Arizona. Thank you
Yeah,
very
we
much.
all
That's
know
my
that.
last word. And I thank you for joining us at the Morning Constitution. Please like, share, and just be a part of our family. Thank you.